Do you enjoy shopping?
Yes, I do enjoy shopping, although I wouldn't say I'm a shopaholic. I'm not a fan of aimless shopping or crowded shopping centers, which I find quite stressful. I prefer a more targeted approach, often opting for online shopping for its convenience and wider selection. Overall, I see shopping as a means to an end, a way to acquire things that enhance my life, rather than a form of entertainment in itself.
How often do you go shopping?
I don't go shopping very frequently, perhaps once or twice a month for necessities like groceries or household items. For non-essential purchases, such as clothing or electronics, it's even less often, maybe once every few months. I often make a list of what I need beforehand to avoid impulse buys. This approach helps me save money and prevents my home from becoming cluttered with unnecessary things.
What kinds of things do you usually buy?
I typically buy practical items that I need for everyday life. This includes groceries, household supplies, and personal care products. Occasionally, I'll purchase clothing or books, but these are less frequent. I'm not particularly interested in fashion or the latest trends, so I tend to buy classic, functional pieces that will last. Overall, my purchases are driven by necessity and practicality rather than impulsive desires.
Do you prefer to shop in stores or online?
I definitely prefer shopping online. The convenience is a major factor for me. I appreciate being able to browse a wide selection of products from the comfort of my own home, at any time of day. It saves me the time and effort of traveling to physical stores, dealing with crowds, and searching through racks. Online shopping also makes it easy to compare prices and read reviews before making a purchase, ensuring I get the best value.
Do you compare prices when you shop?
Yes, I almost always compare prices when I shop, especially for larger purchases or electronics. I find it's a sensible way to ensure I'm getting a good deal and not overspending. Whether I'm shopping online or in physical stores, I'll often check prices on different websites or compare prices between different shops. This habit has saved me a considerable amount of money over time, and it also helps me feel more confident in my purchasing decisions, knowing I've explored the available options and secured the best possible price. I'd like to talk about my first foray into the world of DSLR photography. It was a Canon EOS Rebel T6, a fairly entry-level model, but at the time, it felt like a spaceship control panel. I'd always been fascinated by photography, particularly the ability to capture a fleeting moment in perfect clarity and composition. I was tired of blurry phone photos and longed for the crispness and depth of field that a proper camera could offer. I saw some stunning landscape photos online and was inspired to try and create something similar myself. That's what prompted me to finally take the plunge and invest in a DSLR. Initially, I just pointed and shot, hoping for the best. The results were predictably disappointing. Some photos were overexposed, appearing washed out and bright, while others were underexposed, looking dark and muddy. The focus was often off, leaving me with blurry images. I tried changing some settings randomly, hoping to stumble upon the right combination, but this only made things worse. I felt incredibly frustrated. I'd spent a considerable amount of money on this camera, and I couldn't even take a decent picture. The main difficulty stemmed from the fact that I was trying to jump straight into using the manual settings without understanding the underlying principles. I didn't grasp the relationship between aperture, shutter speed, and ISO, and how they affected the exposure and depth of field. I didn't understand how different lighting conditions required different settings. I was essentially trying to operate a complex machine without any training. Eventually, I realized that I needed to take a more systematic approach. I started watching online tutorials and reading articles about basic photography principles. Slowly but surely, things started to click. I began experimenting with different settings in various lighting situations. I practiced shooting landscapes, portraits, and still life. I started to see improvements in my photos, and I began to understand how to control the camera to achieve the results I wanted. Now, I use the camera regularly. I still have a lot to learn, but I'm much more comfortable with it.
Do you think people are more materialistic today than in the past?
There's a strong argument to be made that people are more materialistic today compared to previous generations. The pervasive influence of advertising and social media constantly bombards us with images of desirable products and lifestyles, fostering a culture of consumerism. Furthermore, with increased access to credit and online shopping, acquiring material possessions has become easier than ever. This accessibility, coupled with the societal pressure to keep up with trends, contributes to a greater emphasis on material wealth. However, it's important to acknowledge that a desire for material comfort has likely existed throughout history. Perhaps the difference lies in the scale and intensity of consumerism today, driven by globalization and technological advancements, making it seem more pronounced than in the past. It's also worth noting that not everyone is equally materialistic. Values and priorities vary across individuals and cultures.
How's the way people buy things changed in recent years?
The way people buy things has undergone a dramatic transformation in recent years, largely driven by technological advancements and changing consumer preferences. Perhaps the most significant change is the rise of online shopping. E-commerce platforms have become incredibly popular, offering unparalleled convenience and a vast selection of products at our fingertips. This has led to a decline in traditional brick-and-mortar shopping for many goods. Furthermore, mobile shopping has also become increasingly prevalent, allowing people to make purchases anytime, anywhere, using their smartphones. Another notable change is the growing importance of online reviews and social media in influencing purchasing decisions. People now rely heavily on peer reviews and recommendations before buying something, making social proof a crucial factor for businesses. Overall, these changes have made shopping more convenient, accessible, and information-driven than ever before.
Do you think advertising has a significant impact on consumer behavior?
Advertising undoubtedly exerts a significant influence on consumer behavior. Its primary purpose is to persuade people to buy products or services, and it achieves this through various techniques. Advertising often creates desires and needs that consumers may not have previously recognized, shaping their perceptions of what is desirable or necessary. It can also associate products with certain lifestyles or values, appealing to consumers' aspirations and emotions. Moreover, targeted advertising, particularly online, uses data and algorithms to reach specific demographics with personalized messages, making it even more effective. While some advertising provides useful information about products, much of it focuses on creating brand awareness and influencing consumer choices through persuasive messaging and emotional appeals. Therefore, it's clear that advertising plays a powerful role in shaping consumer behavior and driving purchasing decisions.
How can consumers make more informed purchasing decisions?
Consumers can take several steps to make more informed purchasing decisions. Firstly, conducting thorough research before buying anything is crucial. This involves reading reviews from other consumers, comparing prices across different retailers, and looking for independent product tests or evaluations. Secondly, it's important to be aware of marketing tactics and avoid impulsive purchases. Advertisements are designed to persuade, so it's wise to approach them with a critical eye. Consider whether you truly need the product or if you're being influenced by clever marketing. Finally, understanding your own needs and priorities is essential. Instead of simply following trends or buying the latest gadgets, focus on what will genuinely improve your life or solve a specific problem. By taking these steps, consumers can make more rational and informed decisions, avoiding unnecessary spending and ensuring they get good value for their money.
What are the advantages and disadvantages of online shopping?
Online shopping offers numerous advantages, but it also has some drawbacks. On the plus side, the convenience is undeniable. You can shop from anywhere with an internet connection, at any time, and have items delivered to your doorstep. The selection is also typically much wider online than in physical stores, offering greater choice and the ability to easily compare prices. However, online shopping lacks the tactile experience of physically examining products before buying them. This can lead to disappointment if the item doesn't meet expectations in terms of quality or fit. Furthermore, there are security concerns associated with online transactions, such as the risk of fraud or identity theft. Delivery times can also be a disadvantage, as you have to wait for your purchase to arrive, unlike instant gratification from traditional shopping. Despite these drawbacks, the convenience and vast selection of online shopping continue to make it an increasingly popular choice for many consumers.